I'm going to be perfectly honest, I'm not entirely sure what else I can really do in order to get a good segment of this. This is like my 8th or ninth attempt at this segment. It's ridiculous. Anyways, let's just try not to complain too much here. I just want to slug it out. Before I actually get on with this LP, I just want to point out to some people who may still be a bit confused as to how they're supposed to access the new options menu that's in this version. If you're playing GZ Doom, you should have access to this options menu right here. If you're playing something like Xandrinum, you're not going to get this. So unless you're playing it for the sole purpose of multiplayer, I would not really recommend it. I'd rather stick with the GZ Doom. And I'm doing it here just because I'm doing this on my own, so it's not that big of a deal. Anyways, you have access to the options here, and it lets you fix up the amount of blood that you use, janitor mode, vanilla monsters, as well as bullet penetration, which I'm going to be showing off in the very first level here, which, incidentally, now that I'm done with this, I can actually get on and show that once I get to that point. So, let's get ripping in. This also, FYI, happens to be my favourite game of all time. Like, this is literally, to me, exactly what Mario 64 is to Victor Bonabas in that exact regard. So, hopefully I'll be able to enjoy this, if I can get past recording the first friggin' segment. The stupid thing is that this is not actually my first, like, attempt at recording a Doom 2 LP. If everything had gone to plan, this would have actually been my second ever LP after, whatever that first one was, Legacy of Goku 2, but unfortunately something really screwy happened with the recordings of those back a few years ago. And unfortunately, it didn't exactly work out. So with any hope, we'll be able to make some better progress. Now about that bullet penetration. Yeah, that's what that does. It is, in my opinion, the single best thing to have been implemented in this mod for this version. It is set to off by default, which implies to me that it's still just a little bit buggy, but from what I've experienced of it, it's not too bad. The one thing I did notice is that you can't shoot bullets through the doors if you've got this scope, if you're in a scoped mode. So you have to do it without the scope active in order to actually succeed at it. Another thing would be the chainsaw, which I'm going to show off now. For the most part, it's pretty much exactly what it says on the tin. It just rips through enemies. It's really not that different, but it did go through somewhat of a mechanical change from what I've gathered. I'm not entirely expert-like on that, but it is what it is. Like, it's noticeable. Yeah, I might as well just tell them that way. Hopefully, throughout the course of this game, I'll be using the taunt button a bit more. That's another little tidbit when you smash them up against walls like that and you kill them and then they do that. And it puts them into prime position to just get their face kicked in, which is always nice. So anyways, I dare say I'll be going through the first 3 levels of this game in this segment, because it's not particularly long. I believe it'll take me an average of about 12 minutes to get through these first 3 levels, so it's not going to be an overly long segment, and in all honesty, I could easily fit the 4th level as well, because the 4th level's not an overly long level either, but I figured I might as well just keep it to 3, and then see where we go from there. Now then, in regards to previous attempts, because now I have to go on a pointless tangent about that so that people know exactly how much of an ordeal I've had at recording just this segment. The segment before this was actually going really, really well in terms of pretty much everything, but then a glitch happened, and one of the shotgun guys that I apparently killed didn't actually die, and as a result ended up becoming just completely and utterly invulnerable to any of my weapon fire, and so as a result he dished out a shitload of damage, and I eventually ended up dying at the hands of one of these bastards, which was rather unfortunate. That's what I say to that glitch, and I hope to God it doesn't happen again, because it'll piss me off if it does. One of my other successful recording attempts, or at least one that actually managed to go all the way to completion, it failed because I didn't actually have fraps running. I switched it off because it was being weird with one of my rehearsal recordings, and for some reason I completely forgot to switch it back on afterwards. And so I did finish the segment, which I thought I'd finished recording, only to find I never actually recorded a single bite of it. It was really annoying. Bit of infighting, I might as well let that happen. Oh yeah, these are weapon sounds as well. These aren't actually stock weapon sounds, these are actually an additional mod that I downloaded. I downloaded a couple of mods. One of them I actually had downloaded in order to get access to the advanced taunts and one-liners. Something kind of like this. That sort of jazz. I don't know why that had to be coded to a separate mod. It was really stupid. It never was before, but for some reason it is now. I'm not entirely sure what the hell that was. And I believe there's also a separate mod that I have here that's literally for the purpose of creating audible footsteps. And that is it. Oh god. Oh dearie me. Alright, let's take cover here. With any hope that that demon should not be able to reach us. And he won't. Unless he's intelligent enough to go around this way. Those demons, you can actually blow one of their arms off and they'll still actually go gunning for you sometimes. Like, they'll stay alive and just sort of... Like, their thirst for blood is powerful enough to overcome even, like, the loss of a limb. It's so stupid. You're not living that much, though, because you just kind of took a handful of pellets to the face. Get out of the way. Okay. This level in particular, I like this level just because of the amount of barrel abuse you can do with it. Like, for an example, if I can get the right aim, blow all that shit up, blow that barrel up, and then if we blow that one up, that causes a chain reaction which wipes pretty much this entire room out in regards to enemies, and gives you easy access to the blue key. It's so awesome to know that. It's a lot more difficult to pull off in Vanilla Doom because you can't, like, look downward. You should be able to hit it, though. I'm not entirely sure, but you should be able to hit it, even if you do have to just jump down. Now let's switch this on, throw the grenade, which is another add-on, and this entire room is wiped. Huzzah. Actually, good thing I remembered just before I head on out. Damn it. I wanted to see if I could just jump off there and make that. Grab the mega armor. Not that it actually matters, because I just realized there's two suits of it in the next level. But whatever. Okay. That wasn't entirely intended. That's actually a new tidbit. I did not know that this was a thing either. But I suppose that's sort of interesting as well. At least it gets that section out of the way pretty bloody easily. Okay, why not? You already are. I just remembered as well with these taunts and one-liners. These are actually taken from the Doom comic. If you've never heard of that, just Google it. It is pretty much exactly what it says on the tin. It's just filled with a whole bunch of ridiculously like manly one-liners, that sort of jazz. Oh wow, these grenades must have pretty bloody big blast radius in order to wipe out all those guys. I'm now just sort of getting this weird feeling that my speech pattern is slowly turning into something similar to psychedelic eyeballs. That's going to be bad, because I don't really want to be starting to speak with a French accent. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I'm Australian. don't really think that that's a good sort of thing for me to have happen to me. That's sort of funky. Dem physics. Right, let's see if I got more. Oh jeez. No, you can piss off. Brilliant. Dat rocket sniping though, eh? So anyways, I believe we have not been acquainted with the heavy weapon dudes as of yet. I mean, I have, because I've been doing a whole bunch of frickin' attempts at recording this, but as you can see, they drop chain guns. Although the whole chain gun dropping thing is not actually that relevant when you consider that there is a stationary chain gun just in there. Oh jeez. Piss off. Oh crap, baskets. You go away. Okay, so few more enemies than I remember, despite the fact that my only there. Losing words. I hate losing words. Now, I'm not entirely sure about how you get your hands on more grenades. I think you just get them from dead soldiers from time to time, just the dead zombie soldiers. I'm pretty sure it's just the basic ones as well, though. But when you do get them, they're actually kind of awesome to have. Okay. There's a couple of them hanging around there. You piss off. You piss off too. Now, there's enemies behind both of these doors, so let's rip into them. Yeah, that'll do, and there's a heavy weapon dude over here. Heavy weapon dude, chain gunner, blah blah blah. Like, heavy weapon dude was the first name that I was familiar with, just because I'm pretty sure that was the one in the manual, or was it? Or I think they were called commandos in the manual. Yeah, I think I can't remember entirely where I got the name heavy weapon dude from. It might have been from another like manual or something like that. It's what they are called at the end of this game, because, just minor spoilers, when you beat the game, there's just like like this cast list of all the enemies that you fight in this game, and then you just press a key and it kills them all, and you just go through it repetitively. Okay, so that guy, he'll be joining me later, because all I have to do is, yeah, get far away enough from him, and then he just TPs in. Which I'm going to need him for, because, you know, kind of have shotgun and that sort of jazz. You go away. Just before he could get into the friggin' thing. I think I remember, like, referring to one of my enemies as, like, a frigate or something. Or, like, I can't remember, but it was really stupid. Doesn't surprise me, considering I really can't talk for shit, but, yeah. You know, I'm aiming straight for these guys, straight for their head, and all I'm doing is ripping their arms off. It kind of pisses me off as well, considering, you know, ripping their arms off doesn't necessarily kill them. Sweet. That's actually a good point. What the hell happened to my soldier? No, he's still around. He just decided not to join in. Does he not know how to open a door? You're kind of dumb. Also, I like how I have over 200 armor. Those guys, like, did not even do any damage to me. Also, why is there one enemy missing? Whatever. Don't really care too much. It was probably just a zombie somewhere. Okay, that took nearly 13 minutes. That was far slower than in any of my previous attempts, but hopefully, when I finish recording and I play this back, I'll actually finally have a segment that I can upload. Yay! God. Sounds about right. Multiple attempts, failure to be able to talk. In regards to the quality of LPs that I churn out, that sounds about right. Oh well, see you next time.